Requirements are critical to many players on a contract. Contracts officer, project managers, analysts want to understand the deep requirements, and they are important. Don't get me wrong. What's wrong is requirements become front and center the thing that we'll manage a project with. And that's one of the reasons why I advocate and tell all my clients to go with an agile method, which doesn't use requirements, at least not as a front-facing, in-your-face kind of thing. Because the difficulty comes in breaking down a massive amount of information, which in the operational space, there's a lot going on. There are far too many moving pieces to do just requirements. Requirements are there, they're in the background, but really it's the operational story that matters. And stories is actually one of the agile concepts, because stories are incredibly powerful. Neuroscience has taught us that basically as we listen to a story, as we listen to it, our head, we actually go into the story. The story can be about something I don't even understand, but my brain will actually put itself into that position and it becomes part of it. It's also how we learn. We've been a storytelling culture. In operations, many stories are used. There's lessons learned. There's after-action reviews. There are stories during training, during exercising. Stories are how we communicate a wealth of information. So stories are how we talk to each other. When operators talk to each other about what happened or what they would like to see, what would they like to change, they tell stories. From that, though, can take and derive. They generate requirements from the stories. They can validate requirements from the stories. The problem occurs when requirements become front and center. Where it gets really interesting is when you look at the technical team. I've done a horrible diagram here. But let's take the technical team, who typically are the ones who want and hate requirements, because inevitably, no matter how good you think your requirements are when you go to bid, when you go to do a project, whether it's an internal one that you're launching or whether it's a formal contracting thing, inevitably, we are going to discover new requirements as we tell the stories throughout the project. So you may as well start here, because this is where the magic happens. Your technical team needs the requirements, and they can derive them, but they must derive them from stories. I put a two-way arrow here because the stories from the technical team talking to the operators are just as important, if not more important. The technical team, though, must tell the story in operator speak. Yes, there are technical pieces behind it, but they need to translate that, tell a coherent story so that we all understand and we can get on the same page, and we can all tell the same story. Your operators can then tell the tech team where things are wrong. Tell them a little slightly adjusted story. Now you missed this point. You need to go do it this way, and we don't do it that way. We can't do it that way. Here's why. Those aren't requirements. So I guess I've done an ugly diagram here, but what I wanted to get across was really it's all about the stories. It's not the requirements. Requirements are there and important, but if you're not telling stories, you're going to be in trouble. Hopefully that helps. I'm Daryl O'Donnell from Technology and Ops. Talk to you later.